Today we're on day 9, which is called the money magnet. So imagine if that was a real thing, a money magnet. We might have one by the end of this practice. The quote is, "It is only with gratitude that life becomes rich," and that is by Dietrich Bonhoeffer. Gratitude is riches and complaint is poverty. It's the golden rule of your whole life, whether it's your health, job, relationships or money. The more grateful you can be for the money you have, even if you don't have very much, the more riches you will receive. And the more you complain about money, the poorer you will become. Today's magical practice, so she's going straight into the practice, it turns out. Today's magical practice turns one of the biggest reasons people complain about money into an act of gratitude. And so it has double the power to change the circumstances of your money. You'll be replacing a complaint, which makes you poorer, with gratitude, which magically brings you riches. Most people wouldn't think that they complain about money, but if there is a lack of money in their life, they are complaining without realising it. If you don't have enough money, paying your bills can be one of the most difficult things to do. It can seem like there is a greater stream of bills than there is money to pay for them. But if you complain about your bills, then what you are really doing is complaining about money. If you don't have enough money, the last thing you would normally do is feel grateful for your bills. But in fact, that's exactly what we have to do to receive more money into our life. To have a rich life, you must be grateful for everything to do with money, and begrudging your bills is not being grateful. You must do the exact opposite. To be grateful for a bill, think about how much you've benefited from the service or goods on the bill. If it's payment for rent or a mortgage, be grateful that you have a home and you're living in it. What if the only way you could live in a home was by saving up all the money and paying cash for it? I'd definitely still be in a tent now. I say still, I've hardly ever been in a tent. It's not something I do, but I would be in a tent if I had to pay cash for the house that I'm living in. What if there was no such thing as lending institutions or places to rent? If you're paying a bill for gas or electricity, which that is so topical at the minute, the fact that our energy bills have actually gone through the roof due to a lot of situations and circumstances that we're currently going through. So we all know what this feels like at the moment. So all of us, if we're paying a bill for gas or electricity, think about the heating or cooling you've received, the hot showers and every appliance that you were able to use because of this service. She gives a load of other examples, but let's just get straight down to the exercise. So there's 2 parts to today's practice. Today we are going to take some currently unpaid bills and use gratitude's magical power by writing across them, "Thank you for the money," or we just think "Thank you for the money," because a lot of our bills that come in probably won't be on a piece of paper. So we need to feel grateful for having the money, whether we have it or not. So that's for all the current bills that you've got to pay this week. Just look at those. But then next, find 10 bills that you've paid in the past. Now, these could be physical bills because we used to receive them all through the post, but it's up to you. But we find 10 bills that we've paid in the past and we write across the front of each of them, "Thank you, paid." As you write on each paid bill, feel as grateful as possible that you had the money to pay the bill. From this day forward, you could make it your regular practice that whenever you pay for a bill, you briefly think about the great service you've received for the bill and write across it, "Thank you, paid." So, I was thinking back what kind of bills I could go through and do this for. So, one of the ones that I kind of begrudge is the council tax. So I know it's a bill that we all have to pay, but I've never worked out why during the times that I've lived on my own in my life, it's only 25% off for single occupancy. It just doesn't make sense to me. Surely it would be 50%. But anyway, I bet someone out there will have a good reason as to why I only get 25% off when I'm on my own. So I'm ready to listen to you. But however, the purpose of this exercise, I thought I would show some gratitude for the services that my council tax has covered. So I looked it up as to what it goes through. So I've read that they cover things like transport and highway services, lamp posts, cleaning, road maintenance, rubbish collection, libraries, I'm beginning to sound like Rhonda listing everything off, parks, sports centres, police and fire services. So I guess it does cover a lot more than I originally thought. Not that my local policeman was any good when I reported the walkie-talkie intruder man, but the bin men are always really pleasant, and in fact they all deserve a tip from us for all these narrow lanes that they have to get their big truck down through the village. So that was a good exercise for me to go through, and to from now on I am going to be grateful for my council tax bill and all the services that I'm benefiting from. There's also another bill which niggles me every time I see the direct debit go out, but I won't go into it all. It's been quite funny me thinking it through, because there's an equivalent bill that I pay that doesn't niggle me, and yet I'm probably paying more for that than I am for the one that does niggle me. But anyway, like I say, I didn't want to bore you with it. So I'm sure there's lots of bills that you've got that will niggle you. That's the only word I can think of to say. So use that one in this exercise and see by the end of it that you can be grateful for it in the end, and that it niggles no more. So let's summarise the day. So we do count our blessings this morning, our 10 blessings. We then take any current unpaid bills and use gratitude to magical power, writing across each one, thank you for the money. Then we take 10 bills that we've paid in the past and write across the front of each one, thank you, paid. Before we go to sleep, we take your magic rock and we say the magic words, thank you for the best thing that happened during the day. I know I've got a little story about that actually today. It's literally just happened to me because I'm on holiday today and I've just nipped to my local supermarket. And as I was putting my trolley away, you know how you put your little pound coin in the trolley, and I was about to do it, and this lady had her grandson with her, and she said, oh, you go first, she said, because he wants to do it himself and put our trolley away. And so I said to this little boy, do you want to do my trolley then? And he was like, oh yes. So he puts the trolley forward and then gets the chain that goes through to get the money out. And so I took the pound out, and then as I went to walk away, I gave it to him and said, well, this is for you. I think this is yours for putting my trolley away. Well, you should have seen his face. You should have seen the grandma's face. She was, you're joking. Is that it? Wow. And it was like a pound. And I just thought, oh, wow. I wonder if that's his magic rock for tonight. That would be so sweet. So there's my good deed for the day, and I put a smile on the grandma's face at least. So just a little story. I shall see you tomorrow then. Bye.